Well, hello, fellow old farts and friends out there. Today, today's another kind of wide open day. Gonna block that. I wanted to welcome a lot of people in here, and so far there's just a few people here, but that's good. Hi, Ron. Ron Johnson. RJ Ariels is here. Good to hear you. See you. We love seeing your beautiful stuff from all the different places you get to go and fly your drone. Today is, I'm really going to spend a big chunk of today talking about what action we can take as drone users to help keep DJI in the United States. I know, most of us, use some sort of Chinese drone. I mean, whether it's a DJI or an Autel or anything else, I mean, they're all made in China. And as you probably know, our US government is trying to take all the Chinese drones away and replace them with American drones, of which there's nothing in the hobbyist category that's even available anymore. So it's we have a real concern here, and I'm hoping that we can take action. If it's just old farts, but it's got to be everybody. Everybody really needs to start taking action and taking that action soon. Hi, Rudy. I see you in the chat there. Let me make you a moderator, Rudy. Becoming a moderator lets you see the other channels that are on there, and so that you can subscribe to people that are in the chat, to other people that are currently in the chat. So I like to just let everybody be a moderator in the chat, so that we can make sure that this stays peaceful and all that. So as you can see, I have scrolling down the side on the bottom of the page here. I have the Drone Advocacy Alliance website listed there, and that's going to be probably our main chunk of conversation. Hey, Tom Baker's in. How you doing, Tom? Good. Are you related to Wayne Baker? That would be great. Yeah. Hey, Rudy, Audrey. Hi, Audrey. Audrey is here. My wife is in the chat. My beautiful wife. If you haven't seen her recent photographs, I strongly encourage you to either go to my Facebook page or go to her Facebook page, Audrey Dempsey, and see her new headshot there. Turned out spectacular, but it's no magic. She's a beautiful woman. That's all there is to it. So let me bring up this. Let's bring this screen up that I want to show here. And here's what I want to show. This is well. Let's show a different one first here. Here's the kind of the article I think that got me started on this. DJI issues an urgent warning that 6 months until a possible ban. You know, I got into drones here in the end of 2019, and I have been hearing about a DJI drone ban since 2019. And here we are 6 years later, and it is still going on. And the latest which explains in this article here that that we have had, you know, the passing the National Defense Authorization Act last year. One of the stipulations that got into that bill was that the U.S. agency, and it didn't specify which agency, needed to test drones from other countries to make sure that they were safe to fly in the United States. And so far, no agency and no test have happened. So this is what we need to do. We need to encourage. There is only 6 months left to the end of the year. Part of that law that was passed and signed by Joe Biden was that they needed to test within a year, and then if it wasn't tested within the year, then those drones that weren't tested would be banned from sale in the United States. Absolutely not what we want. And for absolutely no real good reason. I fortunately have been able to talk with many people. I've actually spoken with Adam Welsh, the Global Policy Director for DJI, and I've been able to talk to multiple people in the United States that are working for DJI, and I'm firmly convinced myself that there is no threat to the U.S. government from DJI, from their drones or their cameras or anything else. I mean, it has been a conspiracy theory that has no basis in facts, and I'm an advocate here to strongly help people understand why this is happening. Hello there, friends. I see a bunch of other people jumped in. Bill Thomas has arrived. Hi, Bill. And Warren Akshiro. Yes, Warren. Hi. Warren has made his first appearance on our show. Yes. So I am eating at Phil Cuisine. Okay. All right. Good. So I appreciate everybody that's showing up here. And, you know, like I said, I really want to make this show more about encouraging everyone to take some action today. And let me give you a method to take that action. I'm going to, let me get back to another screen here so that we can, I can show you how it's very easy for you to find out what to do and what exactly to say and that. I'm going to share a screen now here that's this organization, and you know most of the people from this organization. This is the Drone Advocacy Alliance. I have their homepage up on my screen right now, on the screen. Here, let's bring it up in full screen here so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is the site. And on the site, you see this button here that says Take Action. Well, We want you to do that. We want you to make your voice heard. A lot of people, we have been doing this multiple times over the past couple years now, where we are asking people to take action and to do something. Here is some of the action that you can take. You can compose a message right here on this website. Okay, this has, first of all, a space for you to talk about your individual feelings or your individual needs for drones. Why you believe that, that can't banning one brand or the other is purely nonsense. And if your business, so many of us in the old fart group have not only enjoyed flying drones as a hobby, we also have turned it into our small business by doing drone work for, real estate people, doing drone work for roofing contractors. Solar is how I got into drones. One of my clients bought a drone to inspect their solar installations. So, that's, there's so many reasons that small businesses are thriving, with drones, and we want to keep that going. And so I'm encouraging you to jump in here. Yes, Audrey is saying something here that's making sense. Make friends with your small business. Make friends with your elected officials. I think this is just a tremendously great idea at the moment. Make friends with those elected officials. Make sure they know who you are. Make sure that, you can talk to their office. They have every elected official has a staff of people that report to them all the communications that they get with the constituents. And so you want to be able to, make your feelings heard. Getting back to the Drone Advocacy Alliance part here. Here is this compose your message here. So you can fill this out, and then you can copy all of this information. If you put in down here your home address and your home zip code, Drone Advocacy Alliance will make sure that this communication gets to your representative. And right now, we want both the House and the Senate, both of them, your U.S. Congress people, your U.S. senators, they both have the influence to encourage the other departments in the United States to enact this test that needs to happen so that they can test drones by DJI, by Autel, by other companies, and see if they are in fact leaking data back to China or anywhere else. I think, I know that over the past 4 years, DJI has had their drones tested by multiple government agencies. And every single time that's happened, they come back and say there's absolutely no data leak and there's absolutely no problems with using this DJI drone. But because of politics and because of some high-priced, high-money lobbyists that are pushing to get DJI out of the American market so that they can sell inferior American drones to businesses, because there is nobody making a drone for hobbyists. There's nobody else making a drone for consumers, for somebody who just wants to enjoy the hobby of flying drones. And if you have to buy a drone that's listed as being a blue UAV or safe to fly in the United States, they are going to be anywhere from 400 to 500% more money than the DJI drone is. So it's really a serious, serious problem that we are all facing. And in talking to Congress people, they pay attention when they get a letter from a constituent or they get a phone call from a constituent. So please, this is what it takes. Every one of your lawmakers has a phone number swiftly available on the on their own website. If you Google your state representatives, even if you don't even know their names, you can Google state lawmakers in Idaho, state lawmakers in Washington State, state lawmakers in Illinois, Missouri, wherever it is that you live. You can Google that line and you will get a list of all of their names. You'll get a list of their addresses, both their address in their home state and their address in the state capital, in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. And you will get phone numbers both in their home office in their state and their office in Washington, D.C. I want you to definitely at least get on the phone and make a phone call and say, I'm encouraging you to test drones as specified in the National Defense Act. And of course, in this, if you go to what I have up here on the screen, if you go up here to this Drone Advocacy Alliance, the website address is scrolling on the bottom of this screen right now. So if you go up there and see you'll see that the specifications for Section 1709 of the NDAA for fiscal year 2025 requires a national security agency to review certain drones. So this is what we're asking you to do, is to encourage this action to happen. And so we'll get you. Ron Durant, I see you're in there, and I'll let me create a monitor with your new handle in there, and now you are a standard monitor for this channel. And so now I've got you separate, set up as a monitor for both. So this is, my main story today is that we really need to make sure that that this community, the old farts with drones, this community needs to take action. We need to let our lawmakers know that we're out here and we do not want to lose our hobby or lose our small business. And I have to tell you, and I know that in multiple cases, DJI has created a fact sheet for every state. So you can tell your state legislator exactly what the financial impact of DJI is in your particular state. And I know that, my favorite lawmaker here in Nevada, after we talked, her main comment to me and Audrey was follow the money. And, that's the only story that you need to know is follow the money. That's where, there's money being paid to lobbyists to tell them how horrible Chinese drones are spying. And as we all know, they are not spying on anybody. Previously, DJI was recording your flight record. You could choose to upload your flight records automatically. And when they did that, they made sure that in every country they operate, that the storage of that data was stored in that country. I happen to know that DJI was storing our data on Amazon Web Services, which is one of the largest data vendors in the world at the moment, but it was being stored in the United States. Anyway, since this all happened, DJI has now made it impossible for the people only in the United States to synchronize their data records offline. So now, no matter what you use, your drone does no longer sends any of its data to anywhere else. It's only on your drone or on your own computer when you plug your drone into your computer and decide to download flight records onto your computer. And I have looked at flight records. I'm sure many of you have inspected what a flight record looks like. And this is no data that any Chinese espionage people would be at all interested in. They say what the speed of the drone was, what the altitude of the drone was, what the what the temperature was, what the temperature of the processor is, and and exactly what's happening. And every error message that you get on your screen is recorded into your flight record. And I can't imagine what value this would have to any government, Chinese, Japanese, whatever it is. I can't imagine that this has any value to anyone. So, that's the case there. So I've got I'm going to repost here in the chat right now, the StreamYard link. There it is, the StreamYard link for this show. So if you would like to jump on here with me, now's the time to, fire up your computer and jump in. Yeah, Ron, of course. Yeah, you can jump in here and send me, if you want, put in your chat any of your links to current videos that you've just taken that we can show to the audience today. We would love to see that. I know quite a few people have joined me in the past. So if you have something you'd like to show the audience, I'd like to see it, and I'd like to show it to everyone. So I have a friend join me already. Hi, Lance. How are you?
Good, Bob. How are you?
Okay, good. So it was almost a year ago that me and you were together. And it seems like, boy, it just went by awful fast. That's for sure.
Oh, I know.
So, but that's what happens when you get old. Time moves faster.
And the chance of me coming down in November are pretty good.
Okay, well, good. We haven't started talking about November yet, but I do want to talk about that. Uh, we are again planning the Vegas drone meetup. I'm sure that many of you have already are aware of Vegas drone meetup, but we would like to make sure that everybody's aware of it. This year it is November 7, 8, and 9, a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So are you going to come down for the whole time?
Haven't decided because it's going to be a long weekend for me because of
Good.
Vets Day.
Yep.
So and a buddy of mine, he and I have been talking about going to the Neon Graveyard for years, and I said let's go that weekend.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to turn your
he's
microphone
not
up a little
drone
bit.
guy, but we might bring our wives down and come like the 7th to the 11th, or maybe the 8th to the 11th. We don't know yet.
Yes. Because it's Veterans Day, don't you get that whole weekend off? Is that?
Usually it's that Monday and
Yeah.
Tuesday off. I'm going to look at the calendar right now and see.
Oh, that's good. Good. So this year we're planning something new. We are planning an education day. So the Friday will be not just normally Friday is a social gathering, which is a load of fun. Everybody, we're meeting here at a place called the Parkway Tavern. And last year it was just the most wonderful place. And we got so many compliments on Parkway Tavern, being such an accommodating, wonderful place to hang out. So we're going to be there again, of course, on Friday night. But Friday during the daytime, we're going to start holding classes on a variety of subjects for drone enthusiasts. And in fact, if you've got a suggestion for a class that you think that everyone would enjoy, I mean, that we would have, the thing. First of all, there's a local mapping company here in Las Vegas that want to give lessons on how to do mapping and how to use software to do these kinds of activities with a drone, which you can now do with just about any drone. You can really do mapping and then turn it into a 3D model, and it's really fascinating. I've watched them work. I've seen the results of their work, and it's a really fascinating thing. But also, Pilot Institute is coming to conduct multiple classes here. So we'll see all different kinds of things. They have a class on starting your own drone business. Excuse me. Some of the steps that you need to take to successfully start a drone business in this day and age. If you don't already have your 107 commercial certificate, they will give a preview class for that, which I'm going to venture to say that if you take their preview class, they're going to give you a substantial discount on the full class, so that after that one day you will have all the tools you need to finish that and take your 107 class and do that. I
That's a good
just
deal.
Lance, I just this past week here had to do my renewal. Have you done that?
I just did my recurrence. Like, let's see, what day did I just do mine? I just did it. The 13th. So yeah,
Yep.
June 13th. I just took mine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the test is much different than so this is the third time I've had to re-up. And
Right.
the first two times the test was the exact same test. You know, the
Yes.
first time I took it and then the second time. So I took it in 21 and 23. And then I
Right.
just took it again in 25. And the test was much different than the test was previously. A
Yes.
lot of it was category 1, 2, and 3. A lot of questions. Did you find that to be true?
Yes. Yes. And
I
it
had to
was
think about it a
much
little bit.
more. It was much more orientated to drone flight than it was to general aviation type questions. Yeah.
I don't think there were any weather related stuff. Yep, that's
No, you didn't have to
I didn't print
interpret
out the big one. I
meters
just printed out
or.
the small one so I could stuff in my bags and my
Yes. Yes. I have that one.
all of my drone
Yeah.
pieces, so I have it with me. I printed out about 5 or 6 copies.
Uh-huh.
Slip it
Yes.
in. But yeah, that's weird that you just took yours and I just took mine. Yeah. I was gonna
Yeah,
wait.
mine
Usually take it with
actually.
a couple friends of mine that we took a class in 2019. It was a 2-week, 80-hour class. Alaska Aerials was the company, and they did a really good job. And the three of us, there was about 15 people in the class, and the three of us were the same school district, so we all renew them together, and we usually come to my classroom, we take the test, we go out and have lunch and, chat
Yeah.
a bit, and then we
Yeah.
go on our merry way.
Yep. So are you at school today?
I am. We've got a kind of a winding down day today. I'm just kind of cleaning my classroom, and I've got don't have a lot of kids at school today. And then Friday is our last day, so we have half a day on Friday.
Wow. Wow. You guys stayed late. I
Yeah.
know here in Las
started
Vegas,
late,
the
so.
kids are out by like the third week of May. They're out here.
Yeah.
We do start in August, though.
Yeah, we started like the 11th of September or something. Really.
Yeah.
But next year we'll start the day after Memorial Day.
Uh-huh.
Or Labor Day, I mean Labor Day.
Yeah.
So that Wednesday.
Yeah.
Which we'll get out earlier next year. I think we'll get out on that.
So for my friends out there that don't know Lance, he's a photography professor in high school in Federal Way, Washington. And we were actually seeing him in his classroom there. Yep. Yep. Good.
And I think I DM'd you a day or so ago. Next year I'll have 5th period planned. So like before, a couple of years ago, I was able to join your panel quite frequently.
Yes.
Now I can't because I got just lunch and then the kids come back, and I can't stay on as long.
Well, and so for you, my timing works out.
Yes.
For a lot of people, it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
So, yep. This high school is where I got my photography. Yes, this is Ron Durant.
I did too. Actually, I had it before then. My dad was a photographer, and I kind of grew up that way. But I hit it hard in high school. But I was a little younger than you. I'm the 78.
Yep. No, I graduated in '69, so it was it was a wonderful time to be a teenager. That's for sure.
Yeah, the old dark room.
Oh yeah, yeah. And so I'm sure everybody's taped up their bathroom at some point in time to,
That was my
you
dad.
know, to set something up in the bathroom to develop black and white, and you know, that was always a fun thing to do. You know, see the process.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these places that you were talking about. What show were you on the other day? You were on Drone
I
Nation?
was on Drone Nation.
Yeah, and you were talking about some of the sites. And, again, I know that the Neon Graveyard is like one block off of the no-fly zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And tell Sam, Sam, have a good one. We'll see you. Pull the door shut, guys.
Yes, it's the Neon Museum, which is moving, by the way. I mean, they are shutting down their current location and moving it all to another location, but I don't know that that's been the new location has been decided exactly yet. But I mean, they've outgrown the space that they've been in there for quite some time, and
Yeah.
uh, we have, I have quite a good connection with the Neon Museum there, and I've
When do you think they're
actually,
moving?
huh?
When do you think they're moving?
Don't know exactly when, but they've announced that they are going to move. I have not.
I have heard that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
get I get emails from them because I kind of joined their little listserv, and I get emails, and I read that they were moving, but they didn't say when or where. And I thought
yeah,
it'd be nice to move outside of that, the district, so where you could fly. Because I think they are one block inside, but you can take off one block outside of
yeah.
the
It's
area.
possible to fly there. And if you're skilled at, applying for a Lance or a waiver on Drone Zone,
Yeah,
I know of many people that have gotten permission to fly the Neon Museum.
yeah.
That's definitely a
And,
possibility.
and as it gets closer, I'm gonna, you and I are gonna touch base, and we will. I'll hopefully have you put your head together, and you can send me to someone that has gotten approved, because a lot of times you can piggyback off of something if they're willing to help you out there. So,
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I can definitely connect you with multiple people that can help you make sure that your verbiage in your request is correct.
yeah, yeah,
And typically they always want to see your safety protocol
yeah.
and and what you will do if you have a problem,
Yeah,
kind of
safety's
thing.
the number one thing. Hold on, I've got someone at my door. I'll
Yep.
be right back.
Yeah. No, that's so also there is so many other beautiful places to fly here in Las Vegas, in not just the city of Las Vegas, but a half hour, 40 minutes outside of Las Vegas puts you in some of the most picturesque, gorgeous places in the country. It really does. I mean, the one that most everybody knows about or has heard of is the Red Rock, scenic loop, which is a 13-mile drive through a red sandstone rock formation of just some of the most beautiful desert that you can find, and it is open for drones. And there is a couple small spots where they have people hiking that they ask you not to fly a drone in, but majority of the property is all friendly to drones, and it's an experience that I think everybody needs to take at some point in time. It is just incredible. And then, you know, if you want to drive a little bit further, I mean, there are mountain ranges. There is one of my favorite spots is called Lovell Canyon Road, and if you want to jot that down, this is in
Say that
between
again.
Lovell, Lovell, Lovell Canyon, and it's in between Las Vegas and Pahrump.
Okay.
There's a community here called Pahrump, and you go through a city called Mountain Pass, and there is just an
Yep. So this
unbelievable trail.
it's going to let you. Oh, you remember you need to go to save as. Remember that save copy? You've got to click
Okay.
on that first.
He's talking to somebody else. Anyway,
Yeah, sorry
The,
about that, Bob. I've got a kid
no.
in here.
no problem. But anyway, that is like the backside of Mount Charleston, and it's a beautiful valley that's just remarkable. And you can drive there in a regular automobile. There's most of it is a paved road, and then you do get off onto a gravel road for a short while. But there is just spectacular, places to see right there. Huge valleys, gorgeous mountain ranges. And in November there may easily be snow on the mountains there that early in early November. So it's definitely worth a trip. Then that again is only less than an hour drive from anywhere in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, I see Lovell Canyon Trail right now. I'm looking at Google Maps.
Yep.
Very scenic up there. It looks like. And where's the other place? It's the old. It used to be a water park.
Lake Dolores, it's called, and that's actually in California, and that's on I-15, and it's almost 2 hours away from Las Vegas.
Okay.
The abandoned water park, and the last thing that I've heard is that they have people that want to reopen it, that are actually looking at revamping it and opening it up again as a water park. And of course, it's been closed since the I think the mid 1980s. It's been closed, and it's just a mass of graffiti everywhere. And they had what was called their lazy river, that they built, that's now filled with no water, but tons of graffiti. And I was out there with Tom Dowling and with Ken Dono and who else? Sean Oz. We all went out to that location, and they flew Avadas. I threw my Mini 3 Pro around, but it was quite a great place to go. But that's a little further trip outside of Las Vegas to get to. But there's so much to see. So much to see. Hey, Brian, I see Brian.
Thanks. So Brian, they're building it right on the strip, the new A's stadium. I can't believe it. That is prime real estate. It's not a good place for a baseball stadium, I don't think.
Well, if you ever were in Las Vegas, they tore down the Tropicana Hotel.
Yeah.
And that's where they're building a baseball stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. I mean, it's that's that corner is one of the busiest corners in Las Vegas. I mean, you have MGM is on one corner, Caesar, New York, New York, and the
Is it across the
Statue of
street?
Liberty, all that's on the other corner.
Yeah.
There's the Excalibur is on the other corner there, and then they're building a baseball stadium on the other corner.
So Tropicana is the one that's a little further out because the MGM and inward is where most of the casinos are, right?
Further
Tropicana's
further
across the
north,
street,
yes.
And that was not a very old casino, was it?
Yes, yeah,
It
it
was?
was built in the Tropicana was built in the late '60s,
Okay.
and it was the premier place when I moved here in '74.
Okay.
It was like that was the classy joint there. I was so impressed. I walked through the casino and I saw Joe Namath playing blackjack.
Okay. Yeah, because the Circus is on the opposite end.
Right.
Okay.
Circus is more on the north end of the place.
When I went the first time in 1987, that was like almost the end of the strip. Anything further was not really built yet. So Tropicana must have been ways away from everything.
Further south, yes. The Tropicana was actually right up against the airport.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
a standalone hotel for a while it must have been.
Yeah. It it was one of the premier places, and of course it's a piece of flat earth right now. Actually they're digging to build the stadium now. They're excavating that property, and it's going to be a couple years, and the A's are playing in Sacramento.
I love their stadium. I love that minor league stadium. It's so fun to watch.
They're playing in a minor league stadium in Sacramento. Yes.
In the next 2 years before they move, just because it's so quaint. It's the POS, but a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. Well, listen, let's if anybody else is out there wants to join in, fine. If not, we'll kind of wrap this up here. I think my main message today is to communicate with your lawmakers. Okay, do whatever you can to stimulate them to understand that DJI drones need to be tested per this section of the National Defense Act, Section 1709, I think. Yep. 1709. Section 1709. We want to encourage that to happen. That's what you need to tell your lawmakers. Get the drones tested. We want to see this test happen. DJI is 100% confident, no matter what test they run on those drones, that they will pass. Because they know they're not stealing data. So they are strongly encouraging the testing to happen. So, okay. So let's see. Did anybody send me a link here? Oh, Coach sent me something here. I think the guy loading the trailer was taking scrap metal from the place. I don't know whether we want to see that or not. RJ's Ariel sent me a link here. Let me pull that up here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is beautiful. Hold on, let me post this. Ron Johnson is he's a long haul trucker, and he's been on our show I think multiple times, and he does just some phenomenal work. And let me bring up his one of his latest videos here. Let's see.
He's got a cool one of chasing boats. I want to know where he's launching from. Is he on that little island, or is he on one of these boats, or is he?
Oh, I don't know. He's probably on the shore someplace in his. He's got an 18-wheeler that he's driving here, and he stops in all these beautiful spots. That looks like a great little spot.
Is he giving him the finger?
I think he was giving him some sort of digital sign.
Yeah. I had a guy wave at me the other day. I was flying the waterway in Tacoma, and the guy, in fact, he took his camera out and started filming my drone.
Huh.
As I was following him.
Okay.
But yeah,
Was he angry because you had a drone?
No, he was waving and took his phone out, smiling, waving back.
Okay.
And he was excited to see it because it was early in the morning. I mean, it's I fly at 6:30 in the morning on the way to work.
Yeah.
And he was on his way out fishing. It was a beautiful.
That's
day.
a nice big pontoon boat there.
Yeah, it is. I like this island.
Yeah. Looks like it's in a river.
It is.
He's pulling a skier up. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful stuff, Ron.
Wonder what drone he's
He
using.
is such a talent. He is.
Maybe you'll type in the chat what drone he's using there.
Yeah. RJ's Aerials. There is who this is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's keeping up with that boat, so he's got to have. He's probably got the Mavic 3, maybe.
Yeah. It looks like that boat's moving, and he's staying up with it. So it's got to be going, at least 30, 40 miles an hour. That sure is a beautiful spot there. The rainbows off the skier.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, that's him. Pulled off to the side of the road. That's him probably right there flying. There we go. There he is. Oh, thanks, Ron. All right. Yeah.
So you're liking the Neo with the goggles, huh, Bob?
Well, I've done it now probably 7 or 8 times. I got the M3 goggles, and I got both controllers. I still haven't used this one yet. Okay.
Yeah.
I bought it, but I haven't used it yet. I've just started with that the Motion 3 controller.
Okay.
And
can I ask you a question on your controller that you just held up? So have you loosened the spring yet on the left hand? Okay.
No, you have to
open up the back and loosen up the spring, I think.
Yeah, there's a method of taking this back piece here off to change that, so then it becomes more of just the accelerator kind of thing instead of the standard method.
Yeah, so I'm practicing in the sim right now just because I would not be comfortable flying really an FPV, and so I'm practicing in the sim just to kind of get used to it because it's way different, right, than flying a camera drone.
Yeah.
But you know who a great teacher is Joe Fodolio. I
Yeah.
go into a group of, there's about 6 or 7 of us that fly. Oh, we try to, not every night, but we get together and he just says, okay, Lance, this is what you need to do. And he is so good at calming me down, and just saying, okay, go slow.
Oh,
This is what you need, what a great teacher he is.
oh, I'll tell you, I mean, not just a teacher, he's just a wonderful person. We in Florida this past year, him and a group of other people built in the hotel lobby. They built an FPV drone from parts, put it together, and gifted it to John Flynn. And I mean, John was in tears. I mean, his wife was in tears. Colleen, it was such a positive, wonderful thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, this drone community is just impresses me every time. More I get involved with it, the more I'm impressed by all of these wonderful, wonderful people that have gravitated to this drone hobby. So all good, all good. Well, good. Anything else you want to bring up, Lance?
No.
Okay.
I was going to also ask you a question. So that Lowell Canyon,
Canyon.
would you recommend a camera drone or like an Avata 2 or both, or what would you recommend?
Oh, I'd say both. I mean, but I've only been there with a camera drone, and it is just spectacular. I mean, truly, truly spectacular. You're you're kind of in a mostly unpopulated. There's a few campers that you'll run into, but mostly an unpopulated, gorgeous spot on the earth there that's just truly, truly spectacular, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's always, I mean, we all do this, all of us that, are into the hobby, is you're driving along and you say to yourself, that's a great place to fly a camera drone, or
yeah,
that's a great place to fly your Avata. You're looking
yes,
at those, so it's complete, it's a little different, right?
Right.
You're looking at, it'd be a great place to,
oh yeah,
to fly a castle or fly through a castle.
right, right, right. Like you flew through the brewery, the Olympia brewery that we went to.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, I had a great time flying a camera drone right there. I mean, right with the river next to it. And
you get the waterfall and
the waterfall. Yeah. Yeah.
2 different experiences for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Well, good. Well, listen, I've got a client showing up here today, so I got to get ready for that. I appreciate you jumping on, Lance, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. And I'd love to see a contingent from the Great Northwest there to come down to Las Vegas.
Yep.
Hopefully, we're going to get.
Maybe Angel will come with me.
Yeah, I'd love to get, and Dale. Dale was a sponsor here last year.
He might come down again.
Dale Hilton.
I sure hope his they're okay with all this mess.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Okay.
He's he's certainly a wonderful guy and knows. When we stepped into their store in Centralia, there it was certainly an experience, huh?
Yep, that was cool.
Yeah, I
Able
loved
to
it.
see the M300 or whatever it was come off the roof and land back
Yeah,
in and on his
yeah,
first. Cool.
yeah. He had a dock on the roof. Yeah, yes.
Okay,
And he
Bob.
hooked
Well,
up his
I
computer to like a
think
45-inch TV set.
yeah.
It was amazing. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off here.
Okay.
Appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Brian, we need to see you too. We'd love to see you come out to Las Vegas. Arizona drone dude, that's you got a short drive here to Las Vegas. We'd love to see that. Coach, let's see you out here. This is going to be great. Okay, and we're the experience, like I said, last year was just such a tremendous success, and I'm sure it's going to be the same this year. So please, please come on and enjoy this time with us in November. Now is a good time to start planning your trip and buying your plane tickets at a much lower rate than you will getting closer to November. So I appreciate everybody considering this, and we'll see everyone in November. Until next week. Hopefully next week, I believe we're going to have we may have Chief Wayne Baker from DJI. We were talking about him coming on this week, and something came up and he wasn't able to. So I do believe he will be here next week. And I, of course, will promote that show so everybody knows it's going to happen. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lance.
See ya.
See you all. I don't know how that's happening, but all good. Okay. End the stream.